Good morning. It's Jeffrey Cohen, Chicago Quantum. I'm the investment advisor representative for US Advanced Computing Infrastructures Incorporated, an Illinois investment advisor. And we're regulated by FINRA and the SEC. And we talk a lot about macroeconomic things because we try to figure out where the market's going. And we provide quantitative analysis to clients who pay for it so that they can make better stock decisions. So, good morning. And let's see, it's Thursday. It's been a pretty busy week in the summertime. Just to start off with something right away. So, we run our model, and it gives us stocks that we should look at. And one of the things that we get leptokurtic stocks with low variance. Now, why would you want a leptokurtic stock? And by the way, I'm going to share the picks today. You're going to love it. Why would you look at leptokurtic stocks with low variance? Well, the reason is they don't move very much. And so the options are probably dirt cheap. It's a good place to play, if nothing else. And you can really, you can make a bet if you knew something was going to happen with these companies. So Mondelez. For some reason, Mondelez is so nicely balanced that it's considered low variance. So it's probably offsetting. Or it's just not moving very much, right? It's moving between 67, 50, and 60 for a long time. Let's look at it over 2 years, weekly. It's a nice little pattern, nice little wave pattern. Now, our model only goes back a year, but you can see it even over 2 years, right? Nice curved wave. So Mondelez isn't really going anywhere, and it isn't going anywhere fast. So the question for you is, why would you buy an option? Well, you would buy an option if you were following the stock and you thought maybe something was going to happen. They were going to buy something. They were going to sell something. They were going to raise prices. They were going to lower prices. They had great sales. They had terrible sales. Something that you knew. Something maybe the market was overreacting on. Same thing with KO. You know who KO is. Things go better with Coke. 2 years, weekly. Look at that. Just great. I mean, here you had some interesting stuff. Let's see if I can doodle this. Right, so here, but this is a year and a half ago. But in general, afterwards, you have this nice, beautiful set of curves. We used to see curves like this. They're called S curves in Gartner reports, right? Great. All right, stop. No more drawing. So you take a look and you say, all right, very low variance. It's not really moving much. It kind of counteracts each other. It's leptokurtic. These are not big moves. These are small moves. They're all moving within a $5 range. And so, yeah, maybe you want to play around, right? That's leptokurtic. We look at platykurtic and high variance, and you're back to like PBF. Now, I had a friend tell me once, a client, that PBF is maybe not the best company. But you look at it and you think, wow, is this thing moving, right? Look at this. Let's do another doodle. Pretty flat, nice up, right? Kind of coming down, a little S, flat. Curve up. Ooh, it's a nice steady rise with an asymptotic curve up. And then we got the curve down. So it's in a free fall, basically, this particular stock. At least that's what the chart tells me. It tells me you probably don't want to be in this stock right now. But it's a lot of movement. It's a lot of variance. It's a lot of push. And so my guess is the options on this one are super expensive, right? So we see that. We see some other ones. But the big thing for me is if you thought the market was going to crash, a Mondelez Coca-Cola might be a safe place to make those options bets, at least according to our model. Now, this is the best CQNS portfolio found. Copy. A $750 value, yours for just watching the video. Hope you enjoy the video and make lots of money in the stock market. So it's a small edge. And these are stocks that are just not doing very well. Right? Now, the thing about these stocks is they've got a lot of power to them. They have a lot of beta market power. You can get to almost the same value with 25 stocks. So some people maybe want to go a little bigger, right? To be a little safer. They want to not maybe risk it all, right? And so take a look at that. 17 stocks, 25 stocks. Tiny, tiny, tiny difference in the edge. And that's what's going on in the market. Positive skew, negative skew. Where are we at here? Interesting is the variance, right? So this is the CQNS uprun. The variance is 1.6 times 10 to the negative 4. Variance of the overall market for the spider. $1.57 times 10 to the negative 4. So effectively the same, the spider and the profitable stocks. Your market return is still very low. Stock market returns have been very low lately. They've actually been negative, right? If you hadn't looked at your earnings statement. By the way, if anyone's out there, go ahead, ask me anything on the chat. Be glad to respond. Be glad to have a little chit chat there. The other thing I noticed, so we clean this list every day, and we look for stocks from other countries, and we take them out because the model shouldn't have the risk, the incorporated country risk. So, but you take a look in the last day, 2 days, what stocks have been added? Taiwan, China, Hong Kong, Israel, China, Canada. And so while we're making investments, all of a sudden there's BHAT, Blue Hat, Interactive, but I didn't know that was out of China. Now, Asia Pacific Wire and Cable, sure. But BOS, Better Online Solutions, or Service, yes, Solutions, out of Israel. Didn't know it was Israeli. Skillful Craftsman, Education Tech. Exelon Resources sounds like Exelon, the public utility. And Engine Gaming and Media. So, I don't know. I didn't know that they were not American companies. Sayata, U-Time, Wafu Education, I probably could have guessed. So, you've got your stocks, right? Go ahead, man. Go. Drive the ship of state there and go make some money. But there's other stuff that you see in the model. You see these are negative beta stocks. Profitable companies with negative beta. So by the fact that they are profitable usually means that they're not quite as anomalous as you would expect. They're not necessarily memed. These are actually interesting stocks. Why would they have a negative beta? Well, first things first. We got a bunch of ETFs in here, which is what I'll call synthetic negative beta. Unless you want to get into the subprime mortgage crap that we had a few years ago, 15 years ago, synthetic negative beta is probably pretty risky because there's who knows who's going to be behind it. But just to talk it out, and for those maybe who don't understand, let's take a look. So you have a stock market that's down. Spider is down. The S&P 500 index ETF is down almost 11%. I mean, they're paid a tiny dividend, but that's fine. It doesn't not included there. The Russell's down 24 and a third. The QQQ is down 19 and an eighth percent. Funny part is, with all of that, now I'm going to diverge for a second. You see the spider is up. I'm not sorry, the QQQ is up. The NASDAQ is trying to make a rally today. Like a lot. Like we're looking and it's 290, 19. And the spider is also trying to make a rally. So I'm constantly amazed on a day like today. And you know, I'm dealing with the whole Highland Park shooting thing. So I've got my own personal issues, right? It's very frustrating that some punk ass kid on drugs went to my neighborhood with 2 guns, used one of them in Highland Park, was driving to Madison, Wisconsin to do it again. Got mad, broke up with his girlfriend, and wants to take it out on grandmothers. He shot grandmothers. Who does that? I love my grandmother. So let's go into it. Negative beta stock. So the synthetic ones are things like VIXI, UVIXI, UUP, TZA. You also see TNA for positive beta. So just to throw it out there so that you don't forget, TNA would have a positive beta of around 3.0. And then Goldman Sachs is a physical gold ETF. So if you invest in physical gold, you're hedging about 6% of your market risk away. UUP, it's about 11%. That's a US dollar. That's going to kill you guys. I'm sorry. Let me fix that. I'm sorry. The HVAC kicks on at 7 o'clock. I'm really sorry. So sorry you have to hear that. But you can see, so you can make bets on things that are supposed to act opposite of the stock market. So the UVIXI, which is an ultra short ETF, 2 times the VIX. So when the VIX goes up, the market goes down. When the VIX goes down, the market goes up. That's the theory. It doesn't work perfectly. But you can see here, it works pretty darn good. You've got a beta of almost -5. So if the market goes up 3%, you're going to lose 15, 14. If the market goes down 3%, you're going to make 14. I never heard of such a beautiful casino, right? But then you look at what really has negative beta. There's a Union Bank shares. There's a bank. Elite Education Group. Bon Natural Life Limited. That looks like a foreign company. Manatech, Northern Tech, MSP Recovery, Energy Services of America. So these stocks, and you're looking at a 47% negative beta, 14% negative beta, 39% negative beta. This is crazy talk. This is stocks moving dramatically in the opposite direction of the market. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. What else you got? Highest beta. Who are the stocks with the largest beta? Probably worth looking at the top 25. So these are stocks with a high beta. So high beta means they move. They move aggressively with the market. So Silvergate Capital, right, a lender to Bitcoin companies. Coinbase, place where you might trade. SI Time, small tech firm. Digital Turbine, I don't know. Don't know. Lending Group, we did research on Lending Group. Is a mortgage broker. Trade Desk does advertising. NVIDIA is a tech, physical tech. Alpha and Omega Semiconductor, physical tech. Etsy is a retailer. Roku is an online entertainment. Excelis is a physical tech. AMD is physical tech. Lattice is physical tech. So Synaptics, I believe, is physical tech. Then you got travel. And I never heard of Goosehead. And then Avis Budget Co. was a meme stock. It was coming out of bankruptcy. People bid it up. So lots of interesting stocks that are moving with the market. So if you want to play in a very busy sandbox, there you go. It's so interesting. There's so many stocks to look at in the market. A lot of stocks are splitting more than normal. High dividend stocks. Dorian LPG. That looks like petroleum. VMware must have paid a big dividend when it split. QRTEA always tries to pay the biggest dividend. You got another limited partner. USA Compression Partners, Dorchester Minerals. So LP, publicly traded LPs are called Master Limited Partnerships. Across America, Kimball Royalty. And then you got stocks like Big Five Sporting Goods. What are they doing paying a dividend? They should probably just open up a few more stores. But who's to say who does what with their money, right? And so just lots of good. So what about volume? Jeff, who's got the biggest volume? So the volume numbers are smaller than yesterday. So Ormat Technologies. Jeff, don't be such an Ormat. All right, these are all the companies. That was a really bad pun. I'm so sorry. These are stocks with volume. So, Ormat Technologies, ORA. ESSA Bancorp. It's weird that a bank would be trading 900% of last year's average volume. LGL Group, I don't know it. USA Truck, I don't know it. Capital Product Partners, Master Limited Partnership. Vacasa and Siga Technologies is the monkeypox people. So let's take a look at ORA. So we're gonna do that. Why did ORA trade 1,000% of last year's volume? And so, first off, I don't see it in the data. Let's look at the daily chart. That's orange juice. That's stupid. ORA, not orange juice. Oramat. Now, Oramat actually sounds Turkish. So, Oramat Technologies, see that spike? It trades 7 million shares. Normally, it's a flat, doesn't trade at all. And what's funny is it didn't move. So 7 million shares traded and it didn't move. So, either people are loading the boat or they laddered this thing and they managed the message a bit and they're shorting it. I don't know. Ormat Tech traded 7 million shares. So why did it do that, Jeffrey? So, Jeffrey, why did it do that? ORA. It seems to me that if you wanted to play in a big... I hate that, ORA. And then you have to deal with the orange juice issue. So what does ORA do? Pays a little dividend. It's got 65 PE ratio. Renewable utilities. So ORA is in the geothermal and recovered energy power business in the US, Indonesia, Kenya, Turkey, Chile, Guadalupe, Guatemala, Ethiopia, New Zealand, Honduras, and internationally. Electricity product and energy storage. Founded in 1965. Reno, Nevada. At least they got a lot of sun out there. They make geothermal power plants. They make interstate natural gas pipelines. Oh, that's interesting. Pipelines. They make generators. There's probably some news out there. We're going to go to SEC Edgar Search. So the Securities and Exchange Commission has a company search. Ormat Technologies. Let's see if they had any filings yesterday. No, June 27. An indenture. They issued debt due 2027. The notes are convertible. They can convert into cash, shares of the company stock, or cash and shares of the company stock. $90.27 a share is the conversion price. Doesn't say what they're going to do with the money. Oh, proceeds will be $265 million. Oh, okay. So they used $18 million of it to buy back some stock at $70 a share. They're going to spend $21 million to pay the cost of a cap call. And they're going to buy back about $222 million of the company's notes. Okay. So they're going to pay back some debt, and they're going to buy back some shares. ORA, ORMAT. Okay, I don't see a reason why 7 million shares should trade, but it's interesting. So I would want to check the how much money they have, in debt, and what, if they're a stable company, do they make a profit, all that good stuff. So I don't know, but so interesting. ORMAT, ORA. So it tells me there's something going on with ORA, and maybe you want to make a little money on it, or maybe you don't want to make money. Maybe you want to run away. But interesting to find it. So now let's go through some of the data that we look at in the mornings. Well, the first thing I want to do is I want to show you we ran the down run. And the down run, yesterday I called them the usual suspects. Today, I'm still calling it the usual suspects. Lightwave Logic, no earnings, really no revenue. Regencyl Bioscience Holdings, very interesting Chinese holistic medicine with a tight shareholder list and a very, very manicured trading history. Funware, it's weird. Indonesia Energy Group is probably just an overpriced thing. Redbox being sold. Quantum Computing, at last we looked, had no revenue. Mullen Automotive is in play. Memed backed holdings used to be in play. No idea what they're doing now. Eargo is really a weird biotech. I'm going to say they implant a chip in your head to make you hear better. It's interesting. I don't know if I'm up for that. BBIG, Vinco Ventures, also memed. Veru, also memed. Singularity, also memed. Revlon, also memed. Arkit Quantum Inc. is security using quantum tech, data security. There's some others, but in general, right, these are, if you really want to play into crazy markets, that's where you play. I don't know. I don't play there. Some people do. So how are we doing on the futures? Look at that. The Spider, 385. QQQ, 290 and change. Markets are trying today. Big time. We have a lot of data for our up runs. Just so you know, we produce a tremendous amount of data so that our clients and ourselves can do a lot of fundamental investments. We did take out short and long-term investments because we felt that they were not helpful. We have a lot of data here that you can do some quick and dirties on. But what's interesting to me is Microsoft, top stock in our model, Apple, Berkshire Hathaway, BlackRock, McDonald's, Ameriprise, Arthur J. Gallagher, Pepsi, Alphabet, otherwise known as Google, Illinois Toolworks, God, what a great company, NASDAQ, the other Alphabet, Johnson & Johnson, CDW, they resell computer technology, Coca-Cola, Lincoln Electric Holdings. So these are just Honeywell. So right here, there's a couple of them I want to point out. These are super economy stocks. These are Main Street stocks. these are business. These are business to business, everyday kind of make money, work hard, business to business. ADP, automated data processing, Paychex is probably in the same boat. So I look at this and I think, what's going on? Why? Marsha McLennan for insurance. Marsha McLennan, if I believe it right, is an insurance broker. So you got a bunch of companies that are business to business that are consolidating. They're flattening. Either they're down and flat or they're up and flat. But the variance is going away on these stocks, yet they still have a lot of beta. They're horses that are locked in the barn. Ugh, Marsha McLennan, if it was a horse locked in a barn, it would be a pony. It's not a horse. It's not a thoroughbred. Thoroughbred is Microsoft, Apple, Berkshire Hathaway, McDonald's, BlackRock, not Ameriprise. Ameriprise is not a horse, not a thoroughbred. But look at Pepsi. So Pepsi and McDonald's. That gives me a lot of pause. Because those are consumer stocks. Apple is a consumer stock. Johnson & Johnson, it's hard. There's Coca-Cola. It's hard to know if Johnson & Johnson is really a consumer stock anymore or if it's a drug stock. So I'll just keep it there. There's 4 real consumer branded stocks. And then there's like your financial services stocks. Berkshire Hathaway. I'm going to make financial services blue. So I'm always interested when we see financial stocks at the top of the list, because they don't normally end up there. They don't crash. By the way, you noticed Carlyle Group fell off the list. Carlyle Group stock has collapsed and now has lots of risk again. So there's a couple of sectors here that are just, it makes me scratch my head, that's all. Worth a lot of looking. It just tells me that this is, so I lowered the market cap of the model to 100 million because I wanted to let all the dogs and cats in. My client, my old client, my best client would tell you, go 250. This thing's crazy at 100 million. I was thinking of going to 50 million, 10 million. Let's bring in all the dogs. But the truth is, you don't find any top picks in those because they don't have what it takes. They don't have the chops. So we'll look at Corbis. Corbis is interesting pre-market, 29 cents. It's not really moving. I looked at my Twitter feeds and there's nothing out there. I'm amazed. There's just nothing going on. I get followed. Someone liked a tweet. Now, we look at the Treasury Bonds, and these, when Europe was open, the yields really popped up, which means the prices went down, which means I'm sure Europe was selling treasuries. So this is just interesting because we know that Deutsche Bank, Credit Suisse, UBS, and probably some of the others, BBVA, something's going on in Europe, right? There's some anomaly in European banking. And so when you see the treasuries go down, the yields go up, the price go down, it tells you the Europeans must have sold a whole bunch of US treasuries. Look at that with the 10-year note. Same thing. Those are big moves. Big dollars. Big dollar swings. But then you look at the 1-month treasury bill at 1.3, and that's the anomaly I don't understand, because that is a flattening of the yield curve. Look at that. That number used to be 0. That number's 1.36. Yesterday's close. Does that sound right? It says here it's 1.30. We're going to trust 1.30, but look at that yield curve. It's like lifted off like a rocket ship. I should give you a pause for the economy. People like money. Money's more expensive now. Short money. Markets were funny. I don't know if you can see this or not. Let's zoom it in. Look at that S&P 500 chart. I love FinViz. We'll look at NASDAQ first. You know, all through the morning, it was a pretty dead morning. I didn't know what was going on. I remember I was watching it. I'm like scratching myself. I'm like, I don't understand what's happening. Fell a little bit into lunch, rose like crazy. And I remember I took a nap because I couldn't take it anymore. It was going up. I figured my puts are, I'm going to die. My shorts are going to, might as well sell the house. Just give the money to the guy or the gal who made the other trade. And then it closes down. Not much going on. Lots of new lows. 455 new lows to 39 new highs. By the way, you're going to see the same thing in the bond market. Fixed income. Corporate fixed income. 45 new highs, 709 new lows. So there's lots of new highs, new lows. Now let's take a look at the futures. Futures look green. They look beautiful. Look at that. And like the Nikkei's up and Europe's up. The VIX is down. We're calm. The bonds, right? They're moving back in a range, right? Under 140 for the 30-year, under 119 for the 10. Who knows? Maybe we'll even start the decline again and raise rates a little bit. Just don't know. Copper 354. Which is interesting because that's been a relentless decline. Silver's up over 19. You know, it's at 1932. The euro, this is crazy, and the Japanese yen. The Japanese yen and the euro, and the Canadian dollar. So they're recovering a bit, but the US dollar is extremely strong right now. News wasn't that interesting. We talked about fixed income having a pretty good day, actually. China stimulus. Got to look at that. Turkey was getting dumped. Steel was getting dumped into Turkey. Flat. I just want to show you something. The reason I bring this up. Cleveland Cliffs, ArcelorMittal, other stocks are down, right? Steel Dynamics, Nucor. European and South Korean companies, inclusive of the shipping, I believe, they were selling flat-rolled steel for $473 a ton from 19 to 20. It's really low. If they can do that at a profit, you know they can sell it in the United States too. That's why we put steel tariffs in the U.S. This is the pressure that a Cleveland Cliffs is under. Especially when 12,000 United Steelworkers contracts have expired and they need to renegotiate. So just know global economy means even Turkey gets flooded with cheap steel. So I want to thank you for listening. You know, market's green today, but I think someone's trying super hard to make it go up. And I don't know if it's a broad-based movement or if it's just somebody trying. So I just want to wish you good luck. There's a lot of power. Look at that. The spider is at 385 almost. QQQ 290. This is a solid market. This market's doing okay. And I think there's a push higher here. So if you like the video, hit the subscribe button. Drop a comment below. We like that. If you'd rather chit-chat, find us on Twitter, Chicago_Quantum. We're not paid to make the videos. No one's paying us to make the videos. We don't advertise the videos. What you see is what you get. It's our best view on things. By the way, we also looked at some flag patterns, right? And that's going to help you know what a flag pattern is. We're seeing it in some of the stocks. You take care now. Good luck in the markets. Be safe. Bye-bye now.